everybody, this is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make some good and really easy to make zucchini soup. We are at the stove and I've got a medium size, it's actually a 3-quart size pan here with a lid, and it's warming up on number 6, which is just over medium heat. Now I am going to add 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. You can use vegetable broth in place of the oil if you prefer. It may take 2, maybe even 3 tablespoons of broth, since it's going to evaporate pretty quickly, where the oil won't do that. So you have some options here. I'm just moving that around. And we're going to saute a 1/2 cup of diced yellow onion along with a 1/2 cup of diced bell pepper. And we're just going to allow them to saute for a minute or 2. It does not have to be a very long amount of time for this. This is really an easy soup to put together once you have your ingredients lined up. Not hard. You can do this on a weeknight without too much difficulty. And you see my heat has gone down. The bell peppers were actually frozen, so I'm going to turn it up a little bit just to get that heat up again. This is one tip for you to make life easier when you go to prepare a meal like this. If you're short on time, in advance you could cut up some bell pepper, put it in a freezer bag, and just pop it in your freezer, and then you can take out whatever amount you need at the time. You can do the same thing with chopped yellow onion. You don't need to blanch those things or anything. Just cut them up, put them in a freezer bag, and they will wait for you, and then they're ready to go when you need them. So how's that for a tip for you? Okay, the onion is starting to become a little bit soft, and I won't say translucent, but it has changed. So what I'm going to go is move forward. We have the equivalent of 3 large cloves of garlic here chopped up. It's actually more than that, more cloves than that, but they were small. So adding what might be equivalent to about 3 large cloves of garlic. We're going to let this saute for just a little bit longer. And then we're going to add an array of ingredients to this that will help to make this soup really good. And I can tell you, it even passed the husband test. My husband liked it. Alright. Now we're going to add some other ingredients here. We're going to add 4 cups of vegetable broth, and you see this was in the freezer as well, but it's mostly thawed out. That was 2 cups, and there's another 2 cups to go on homemade vegetable broth. And then we have 1 14.5 ounce can of diced tomatoes. You can use petite tomatoes, you can use regular sized diced tomatoes, you can use tomatoes with seasoning like carrots and onion and bell peppers in there. Whatever you've got, whatever you want. Okay, now we're going to add 1 cup of cooked beans. These are Great Northern beans. You can add whatever kind of bean you want, whatever you like, whatever you have on hand that's cooked and ready to go. You can use canned beans. These were ones I cooked from dry, and they were in the freezer. Okay, so there's that. Now we have a teaspoon of dried basil, 2 teaspoons of dried parsley. We have a scant teaspoon of sugar. Now you're wondering, why add sugar? If you don't want to add it in there, you don't have to. In a tomato-based dish, or a dish that has tomatoes in there, there might be a little bit of bitterness from the tomatoes, and that little bit of sugar can help to reduce any bitterness that's in there. So a lot of times, but not always, I'll add just a little bit of sugar to a tomato-based something, whatever it is, to help reduce that chance of bitterness. I have a half a teaspoon of pink Himalayan sea salt, a fourth of a teaspoon of black pepper, and that looked like a lot, but that really was a fourth of a teaspoon. Okay, now we're not done with ingredients yet. You see we don't have the zucchini yet, but now I want these flavors to blend, because when we add the zucchini and some pasta in there, it's not going to cook a whole lot longer beyond that. So what I want to do, cover this up, turn this heat up. I want to bring it to a boil, and then I'm going to turn it down and allow it to simmer for about 20 minutes or so, and then we're going to add some zucchini and some pasta. All right, my soup has simmered for right about 20 minutes on medium-low heat. And again, that's just to allow these flavors to blend a little bit. If you don't have the 20 minutes to do it, you could cut that back some if you really want to. Now we're going to add 4 cups of cut up zucchini, not peeled. Seeds are still in there. It's equivalent to roughly 2 medium-sized zucchinis. So if you have a little more, a little less, hey, it's okay. And then I have 1/2 cup of uncooked elbow macaroni. Okay, so now we're going to turn this heat back up because we want to get it back to a boil. And then once it returns to a boil, I'll turn it down just a little bit. We can cover it up, and we just want to watch it and allow it to cook for anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes, no more than 10. You want to let it cook until that pasta is as tender as you want it to be. For a soup, a lot of times it works out if the pasta is a little bit on the al dente side, so 7 minutes might be right, depending upon the brand and the size of the pasta that you've got. So just watch it. And in the meantime, the zucchini is going to cook right along with it, but we don't want to let it cook to the point where it's a pure mush. So that's why we let the macaroni be our guide, and the zucchini will cook right along with it. Now I'm covering this up just to help it get going again. Turn it all the way to high. There you can see the finished soup, and it would be delicious if you sprinkled some Parmesan cheese on this. I allowed this to cook for another 8 minutes once I put the zucchini and the pasta in there, and my pasta came out just slightly al dente, which is the way I like it. And again, it may take a different amount of time for you based on the pasta that you use. The recipe is below, so give this a try sometime and let me know how this works for you. This is Judi at Judi in the Kitchen. Bye for now.